Bob
Good.
Lentz, congratulations on being nominated for Glazer of the Year.
Very exciting.
So tell us where you're from and tell us, when you were a child, did you think you'd be a Glazer?
I am from Bayshore, New York on Long Island. Did I ever think I'd be a glazer as a child? No, I never thought I'd be a glazer. No one in my family is in the construction business, but I can remember being a kid and always being fascinated by a glass truck. I always wanted to see the glass truck with the big glass on the side, even as a kid. So it's the passion for glass started at a young age.
That's a good truck. Both my boys are into trucks. I don't know how many glass trucks they've seen, but if they saw one, they would definitely get excited.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get into the glass industry?
I was graduating high school and needed something to do. College, I was told, wasn't for me. So I looked in the old-fashioned way. I looked in a newspaper, saw an ad for solar window tinting, and answered the ad, got the job. And the guy also owned, it was part of a glass shop. And they did flow coat window tinting on buildings. And I liked the glass business better. That guy didn't work out so well. So we just kept going from shop to shop until we found something that fit.
All right, that works. And glazing in New York, what's the biggest challenge for a glazer in New York?
Right now, I think the biggest challenge is going to be economy. We're all looking at that, but right now it's always manpower. You know, it's always hard to find the right people. You know, it's the oldest saying in the book.
Yeah, that goes beyond New York for sure. That's that's everywhere. What are some projects you've worked on that you'd like to talk about?
I've done many. I've done very diverse, different jobs over the years. Just finishing up Google's World Headquarters was an interesting project. South Beach Psychiatric Hospital. I did the USTA Tennis Center many years ago. Did a nice job for NYU Langone Hospital. I'm doing work in Bellevue Hospital in New York. I got a lot of good stuff going on. Just was at a project meeting kickoff today for a very large storefront job at Belmont Racetrack, where they hold the Belmont Stakes. We got a lot of good stuff going on.
And you did a Krispy Kreme in Times Square, right?
Did a Krispy Kreme in Times Square that was going on.
Yeah, tell me about that one.
We were getting near the end just as the pandemic hit, and New York City being the first area to shut down was quite an experience. I got called into a meeting by my office. All the big shots from my office were going to be there. We were going to do a 75% hours complete walkthrough, and I was the only one that showed up. Nobody told me that they canceled the meeting, and I was standing in Times Square, New York City, middle of the day, by myself.
That's a scene from a movie.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
But it was a good job. I mean, it was a retrofit at the Marriott Marquis, put in a stick curtain wall in the front with some big glass. Logistics were interesting with the traffic on the sidewalks in New York City. Inside, we did a lot of interior glass and handrails, and we did a light conveyor that was supposed to simulate the donut conveyor that went to the outside, which is the large white band on the outside of the building.
Sure.
It was a good job.
Yeah. That standing in Times Square by yourself, I bet was wild, man.
Yeah, it was.
Bob, how would you define a glazer?
That's a broad statement, because there's so many different facets of what we do. You could be, an artisan working in your shop, creating stained glass panels, to guys putting up, curtain wall on the side of a big building. The commercial end of it, where I do most of my work in, we're the first finished product to go into a building. You don't start at the light fixture and go backwards, but storefronts painted, finished, and you have to do it correctly. You have to do it neatly. You have to do it efficiently. So you have to be skilled to be in the glass business.
I can agree with that. How would you define a leader?
A leader is one that supports his men, not one that dictates to his men. I try to support all my guys, keep them fed with material, care about their lives, care about what's going on at a job site, making sure that they're the number one priority, because we ain't making no money if they're not productive.
No, that's good. That's important. Bob, where would you want to be in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's the biggest question in my life right now. I'm 63 years old,
All
and
right.
the big question is, when do you want to retire? Technically, I don't ever want to retire. I
All
love
right.
what I do. I love the people that I work with. In New York City, you have to have a lot of safety training. And all my safety training, about 80 hours worth of safety training, expired 2 months after my 65th birthday.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be ready to go. I might have to do it all over again. So
Okay.
I got too much to share to sit down.
So I suppose let's go with that. You don't want to retire. What do you need to do in your life to keep going? I mean, you look great for 63. I'll give you that. But
Thank you. Thank you.
what do you need to do to be able to maintain, to be able to keep going?
Convince my wife not to bug me to retire.
That's a good answer.
The company I'm working for and the owner that I work for are very supportive. If I needed to step back and slow down a little bit, I'm sure we could work something out. But right now, it's full speed ahead. I work for a great guy. We got a lot of work on the books. My crews in the field I have some really talented guys, and I love what I do.
Cool.
I love the industry I work in. So
it's a weird industry like that, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
It is. It is. Here we are doing a award for the Glazier of the Year. I don't know if other industries do that. I'll have to find out.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Bob, I greatly appreciate your time, and good luck.
Thank you very much.